Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns and welcome to something special today. It's welcome to the Link to the Past 90 plus No Major Glitches League. We are happy to bring this on to you today together with Retro Speedruns. And today we have week 3 and 2 stop going up against Spaces. So without further ado, let's switch over and hand it off to Fricker and to Concision. Take it away, it's all yours.
All right, welcome everybody. As Tresco said, this is week 3. This is the match between two undefeated 2-0 runners in the 90 plus league for NMG no major or any percent no major glitches. This is a league that Popsicle Sticks organized for runners with personal bests above 1 hour 30 minutes, and it's been a lot of fun to watch some of these races. They've been very close, and this one is sure to be a good one. 2-0 runners, undefeated, and I'm really excited tonight. Joining me on comms is Fricker. You want to say hi, Fricker?
Hello, everybody. Looking forward to this race. Anytime we get two runners of the NMG category that are going head-to-head when they're both undefeated should always be a good time. So really looking forward to it. Excited. Yeah,
always a good time. Quickly, we'll go over PBs. Spaces on the... Oh, I assume he's on the right. He's on the right on my screen. Has a personal best of 132.14. He got that last Friday, actually, so very recent. 2 stops PB is 134.30. So a little bit over 2 minutes separating these runners in terms of their personal bests. But we could, of course, see anything happen today. And 2 Stop has actually only been playing this game since about June, which is really incredible. He's made a lot of progress really quickly.
Yeah, I agree with that. Only a couple months and getting towards sub 30 is quite the accomplishment for the amount of time he's been playing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the runners are starting off now. We're in the escape sequence. This serves as the game's sort of tutorial dungeon. Teaches you some of the basic mechanics, gets you on your feet, so to speak. There's not a whole lot of places where RNG plays a big part in time loss or time gain here, and I expect that we'll see our runners stay fairly close throughout. There's a couple places. There's a rat that has a key that can sort of veer off into the middle of nowhere, and then we might see different strats for the ball and chain guard, which is the first mini boss of the game. But I'd say those are probably the 2 biggest places where we might see some early game divergence.
Yeah, I agree. They should be pretty well synced up, probably toward the end of Desert. But really, just escape comes down to movement and some quick RNG reaction for the enemies in your way. But overall, they should stick pretty close together through this sequence.
Yep, we see 2 Stop take a slight bump from a guard in the first hallway, and then slightly messes up that first key room, but the backup is pretty quick, and he's pretty much right back neck and neck.
Yeah, that first key guard, I swear, never goes the way you want it to when you start a run, but in practice, you're fine almost all the time.
Yeah, I have messed up that room in races more than once, because it's really the first speedrun trick.
Yeah, for sure. And then, just starting the restream, you got your nerves going. So typically that gets messed up quite often.
Absolutely.
All right, looks like Space has taken a couple hits from the second key guard there, but gets through it pretty smooth. I did see that 2 Stop is down to 1 heart already. Escape, you shouldn't be too worried. We'll see if he decides to go with a different strategy with ball and chain, just because he is a little low in health, trying to be careful not to die here.
I imagine that we might see a 2-pot strat here from 2 Stop. He actually just recently switched to doing 1 pot, so he might just fall back to a comfy 2-pot. Oh, no, here we go.
Oh, sticking with 1 pot. I like the confidence.
Absolutely. There's something to be said for, sticking with what you're doing, I guess, when it comes to these situations. Lots of times falling back to a backup that you're not really prepared for can go just as poorly as trying for your main strat.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You got the nerves going, and your health starts to get low, so you tend to do a backup strat, and you don't really practice it too often, and that goes wrong too. So, all right, making our way back through escape here. Just a lot of doorways, a lot of rooms, a lot of corridors. Just trying to stick toward good movement, not trying to drag on rails or drag on door frames or anything. Looks like we got some fast RNG on two-stop side on that guard, but he gets to the room without getting hit, which is good.
Here we see this guard hallway revisited. Both runners get through pretty well.
Oh yeah, just boom all the guards in that room. They're all bullies.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, they are both making their way to the sewers. Pretty synced up here, actually, which is nice. This is where we start seeing some RNG from the enemies, a key rat coming up, and we'll see what they get. Hopefully the snake room is on both of their sides. I like your answers, Doomtap. Alright, looks like we got good bad RNG on both sides. So that's good. Still synced up going into the next rooms here. I see a little bit of goofy movement from some of these runners. But they're doing something called pumping. Basically, it's just giving them a chance to speed up their movement. They're walking one direction while they're mashing another. Ooh, two-stop missing the rat, but still had good RNG on the slash backwards. Still synced up here.
And then Spaces had an interesting little rat intersection where I had thought that he chose the wrong rat to follow, but he chose the right one, so everything's good.
Yeah, the rats they decided to get in your way. The game knows. Two-stop missing the first pull of the lever. And both runners are out at about 6 minutes to 6:01, so still synced up pretty well. Now getting the most important safety of the game, the Sanctuary Heart.
Yep, that's right. The heart container in this chest is optional, not required at all to finish the run. But it does make several of the boss fights, notably Homosaur and Palace of Darkness, significantly comfier.
Absolutely. It's always scary going into Hera, too, without that extra heart.
Oh, yes. So at a cost of 3 seconds, give or take, a very, very good safety to pick up.
Alright, so both of our runners are making their way through the overworld off to our first Light World dungeon, which is Eastern Palace.
Yeah, and this is really the first dungeon that really feels like a dungeon. And it does have some fun speedrun tricks in it. And we'll get our first, well, we have the bow, or sorry, the boomerang already, but we'll get the bow, which is our next major item.
So both runners took hits in the Octorok field. It looks like Two-Stop has actually taken 3 Octorok hits in the overworld, so luckily once we get into Eastern Palace, we're pretty comfy. There are a few pots that hold hearts in the beginning, so we should be fine as they both enter the dungeon pretty close at the same time.
Yeah, being down to 1 heart here is okay. As we said, there's you don't strictly need to have even the 4th heart here, so it's perfectly viable to do this dungeon on 3 hearts, and there are 2 pretty cheap hearts to pick up. But it means that we have given away a lot of our margin of error, basically.
Looks like Two-Stop's going to be into the room with the first trick here. We're actually going to walk a specific pathway to make sure that we don't spawn all the enemies here, and we're able to kill 2 of them with 2 pots. instead of accidentally spawning all 4 to kill them to open the door. So kind of our first speedrun trick with a dungeon. It's like both runners grabbing the arrow pot. Never skip this pot. It's not worth it.
So true.
Let's see if we have any divergence here when it comes to the big key deboost. Kind of the first big trick in this dungeon. We're actually going to deboost off of an enemy. Use those iframes to lift up a pot and hit a switch to spawn a chest, so we don't have to kill all the enemies in the room. So this trick saves quite a bit, but if you don't have good movement, it can definitely backfire. 2-stop getting the trick nice, and Space is also getting it. Nice job.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, that's really the first, I would say, really scary trick in this dungeon, and really one of the first in the run period. That room has ended a lot of runs.
Yep, I've been there plenty of times, so I know the feels. Alright, they are both now entering the back half of the dungeon, grabbing the key from the Igor first. Just to look at both runners, we are looking pretty low on root. Oh! Looks like Space has got a big rupee drop, so he has 26 versus 2-stop at 1, so that could be a big difference.
Both our runners down to 1 heart of health or less. Should be fine, but again, just means that we don't really have any sort of heart budget to work with. Can't take any accidental hits from cannonballs or the like.
Yeah, they look pretty good. Oh, taking a hit from an Igor there from 2-stop. Has got to wait it out. We'll see how Space is done. Gets both Igors. Yeah, perfect. Both arrow counts look good. Just got to fire 18 arrows at the Armos Knights here. They're going to do a quick kill right at the end, setting this up with the last Armos only needing 1 arrow at the end before he turns red. So looks like Spaces gets a quick kill, and 2-stop had him turn red, so his health regenerated. Just had to use a few more arrows, but both threw it.
Yeah, 2-stop put 6 arrows to the right, killing both of the Armos to the right. The idea is you want to basically have the final remaining Armos become the final remaining Armos with only 1 shot left to dispatch him. That way the Armos never has a chance to turn red.
We are ready for our boots. The best part of the game is when we get our boots, because that really speeds up this run. And we actually get to perform a lot of really fun tricks once we get this item.
Yeah, the boots are amazing. Dashing in this game is really satisfying. I think it's what makes Link to the Past Link to the Past.
All right, so Space is going back for the rupees. 2-stop. Also going for the rupees in the back.
Both runners get Saha rupees today. This loses a few seconds, a handful, 6 or 8, I'm not sure, to getting tree pulls in the in the Aga Tower split. You can get tree pulls to get a set of 4 times 5 rupees instead of 4 times 20s. But grabbing the 100 there just basically means that the runners don't really have to worry that much about money. 2-stop still is short a little bit of money in terms of where he'd like to be right now. He'll probably pick up a 5 in Desert.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Ultimately, the runners want to leave the light world with at least 110 rupees to get into Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, that's our first money gate, so to speak. It's a hard requirement. And so Spaces is covered with 126, and 2-stop needs 9 more rupees.
And you will see a trick called Spin Speed from the runners in various places. Basically, just holding their sword out, and as they release their spin, hitting the A or the dash button 1 frame after that allows us to enter a super speed state, which allows us to walk at dashing speed without having the fear of bonking anything, which is pretty quick.
And also you can take diagonals and turn and those sorts of movements. Whereas normally dashing is a straight line once, a do it once operation. But being able to sort of move around and maneuver with your dash is very powerful.
It's like both runners deciding to use their menu on the water dash. Good choices. I do enjoy seeing that when I watch different runners on where they menu, because most of the menus in this speedrun are very specific, and they're trying to hit specific pixels or directions when they menu. So every menu they do, for the most part, definitely matters. It's very important.
Yeah, a lot of the menus in this game, there are useful places to use them. Lots of the menus, there's really multiple useful places to use them. So I think that just watching a runner and where they menu and why they menu is sort of a fingerprint for that runner almost. You can sort of see into their menu personality a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Desert Palace here, which is the second Light World dungeon, is basically just a tutorial dungeon on using your boots. A lot of long corridors.
Yeah, this dungeon follows the pattern that a lot of them follow, where we'll grab some number of small keys so that we can grab the big key, so that we can grab a major item of some sort and then fight the boss. And then here the major item is the gloves that will let us lift rocks. Spaces will be picking that up soon, about 2 rooms from now.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see if Two Stop grabs the blue rupee right before the big chest room here to even out his rupee count. And he does. Awesome.
Yeah, so having 106 or even 104 here is comfy and ideal. There's 6 rupees that we get basically for free in the Aga Tower split. So both runners now easily above the 110 threshold that they'll need for Palace of Darkness.
And Space is entering the back half of Desert, and Two Stop is right behind him. So you want to talk a little bit about how great this Desert Palace boss is?
Oh, man. Yeah, so Lammo, or Lamolus, as the boss of this dungeon, and it's 3 worms that jump out of the ground and fly for some variable amount of time in a variable direction and then go back into the ground over and over again. And the most efficient way to kill them is to use the bow and arrow. And unlike with the Armos Knights in Eastern, there is no set quick kill pattern for this boss. It's just a lot of internalizing the movements of the Lambos and sort of working the timing into your fingers, and it's a lot.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It takes a lot of practice. Basically, for most runners, what they really want to do is try to get 2 arrows into each worm on the first phase. We'll see how each runner does. It's like Spaces
nails it.
Nice.
Yeah.
2, 2, and 3. If you want to keep track of Spaces counts, I'll look at Two Stop.
5? Okay. I believe that was a 4 cycle from Spaces.
Looks like Two Stop, I think, is on his 4th cycle right now as well. Yep, 4 cycle.
Yeah.
Pretty average.
I think that they'll maintain any separation that was between them entering. And yeah, good fight, especially for this level. I mean, my PB is a 128.12, and honestly, I'm still happy with a 4 cycle.
I would take a 4 cycle, let me tell you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, the runners are making their way to the right here. They're going to be performing a trick called Fig Flippers. What this allows us to do is to get into the water and enter a portal that helps us get to the top part of the mountain screen quicker. We don't have flippers, so what we're going to do is we're going to enter the water and transition the screen 1 pixel away. So at this point, the game doesn't know where to put you if you get hit. So it's very important that these runners do not get hit at this point.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a 2-stop just missing the lineup. He'll have to go back and straighten out with the mountain here. See if he can get it on the second try.
There we go.
Looks good. Yeah, if you end up getting hit in that screen, like I said, the game doesn't know where to put you. So if you move, you basically hard lock. So what you need to do is you need to save and quit at that point, which would lose quite a bit of time.
Yes. Both our runners took the free menu to Boomerang after the Lambo fight. In the Lambo boss chamber, while you're waiting on the heart to drop, you can menu, and the time that you wait on the menu to happen sort of still counts against the clock for the heart, or sorry, the heart dropping. So it's just a comfy little menu.
It also does look like I'm looking at 2-stop splits, and he did gold Desert Palace, so he is on his way.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, see what kind of RNG they get for boulders here. Death Mountain is the absolute worst. With
Yes, the most fair screen in the game, certainly.
It always feels bad when you miss spin speed like 2 or 3 times, and you just take like 4 boulders to the dome.
All right, so at least both our runners get spin speed relatively easily.
Looks like Space is getting the quick warp. If you enter portals on the correct pixel, it actually saves you a half a second. So sometimes when you see the players enter a portal kind of oddly, they're doing it on purpose to save a little bit of time.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, the squirrel block!
This isn't good.
Squirrels are bullies.
Yeah, 2-stop doesn't know exactly where the scroll is going to despawn, so goes ahead and scrolls the screen and then gets into the dungeon. So this is Tower of Hera. More grabbing a small key to grab a big key to grab a major item sort of thing. Now we have the mirror, though, which is really neat. It lets us save a lot of the backtracking that we did in Desert. And we'll see this pattern in a few more dungeons, where you grab a key, mirror, grab a key, mirror.
Yeah, this is always a fun screen. There's a little trick that runners can do to wedge themselves on top of those pegs when they're up, so they don't take any damage from the tiles, but it looks like they both chose to just stay at the bottom of the screen for the tiles.
Oh, nice arrow drop for Spaces.
Those are the precious. Take all the arrow drops you can get.
I'm sure he is happy about that. Otherwise, you're likely going to see it like off of that beetle right there, for example, way out in the out of the way.
That was a nice Beatles room from the Spaces.
Yes, Beetles is definitely one of the hardest rooms in the light world. It's just pretty precise movement. So it's this room that 2-stop is working on now.
So Spaces is going for a bomb jump. There's many different strategies for the bomb jump. We'll see which one he chooses to do. Might do the spin speed setup. Yes, he does. Basically, if you're able to hold your sword out, walk to the edge of a pit, and as soon as you see the fall animation, you release your spin, you hold back. It will always put you on the last possible pixel to successfully get that bomb jump every time.
Yeah, I think it works because Link can't fall while he's spinning. So it's a pretty neat trick.
Yeah. It's a very consistent trick too. Like once you get the movement and the timing down.
Yes.
All right, we have Moldorm, huge RNG boss. Basically, the head follows the tail. We always want to hit the tail. That's the only part of the boss that has the damage portion of it. Oh! He did not hold forward on that hit and bounced off and fell down. Dashing left and right is always good to do if you offset yourself from Moldorm in the tail. You don't really want to dash north and south. In the last hit, he does speed up, but two-stop dashing through nicely and getting the win
nice
there.
fight.
Yeah, this is a good portion during a race where it can definitely split the runners up if they're neck and neck.
Yeah, and we see two-stop stealing back quite a bit of time here from spaces because of this.
Oh no, he takes another fall. Moldorm is definitely a run killer for a lot of runners. Even top runners will die to Moldorm, fall down the pit.
Yes, it's not at all uncommon.
Oh, taking a third hit. Oh no. He had really bad right RNG there right when he was going up for the tail. This is fine, though.
Is a matter of, no, it is. But some of this is just a matter of a sort of experience, knowing when Moldorm is likely to turn versus when he's likely to go straight. He has patterns, and there's some randomness into how long each pattern lasts. But you can sort of read and know when you need to be more careful and when you can sort of take a chance.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to play a little careful here, trying to get the last hit on Moldorm. Oh, he takes a knock.
Okay.
Nicely, he gets it done.
Alright, meanwhile, Two-Stop making his way through the Lost Woods, just about ready to pull the Master Sword out of the pedestal. After this bonk. This is a weapon that we need to get into Aga's Tower, and we will replace it as soon as we are able to with the Tempered Sword in a few splits, but for now, it's the best we can get. And we'll be coming up on Two-Stop side, and then on Space's side after he gets the Master Sword, on Aghanim's Tower, which I think is one of the more interesting and just also difficult, really, splits of the Light World. Lots of rooms, you have to make some quick RNG reads, or there's different strats based on whether you have sword beams or don't have sword beams.
Or depending on your arrow count. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah,
Aghanim's Tower is very tough to get through.
Yeah, just lots of things to think about, lots of things to react to.
Yeah, basically it's
big split for skill expression.
Yeah, the important thing going through Aghanim's Tower is just to continue to hold your beams throughout the tower, which can be very tough to do in a couple of rooms. Currently, Two-Stop is minus 23.4 seconds on his PB right now. So he's doing a nice job holding it together through this race right now. All right, looks like he Two-Stop saved a few arrows there just by using his beams to kill that first left ball and chain guard. He dashes through these enemies. If you dash through enemies, you preserve the drops, and those enemies are in the pool of the fairy drop. So what we try to do is dash through them, preserve the fairy drop for a much later dungeon to hopefully get that to drop. And here's the dark
beat around a little bit. Yeah.
This is where most runners expect to lose their beams.
Yes. But at this level, honestly, runners will expect to not have beams, and so they will be well practiced on their beamless backups for the rest of these rooms. Beams are really a nice bonus, I would say.
Oh, taking a hit from the guard on Two-Stop's side, so it respawns him at the door.
That one feels really bad. As you're waiting for the screen to scroll back down, it feels like an eternity.
Right.
That's a nice key dash.
Yeah, The key dash is basically it looks harder than it really is. You just have to line Link up with a multiple of 4 pixels to be able to dash through the door and not bonk on it. Luckily, most things that we line up with are a multiple of 4 pixels, like walls, rails, pots, things like that. So all we have to do is just align with one of those, and we're good to go.
Very nice.
Nice,
circle of pots
yeah,
from Tombstone.
very nice circle
Beautiful.
of pots room. That room can go south so quickly.
Yeah, some rooms there's not a lot of moving pieces, so if you mess them up, you just get back on track. But that room, if you mess it up, things go bad. Get knocked around a bit here, but onto his upside, it's fine. Aghanim isn't really much of a threat in terms of your life total. The worst it costs us really is the refill frames on the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, so the Aghanim fight here, basically he's going to shoot out an energy ball on the first wave, which we're always going to hit back at him. That's the only way that we can damage him. And then from the next few phases after that, it's a 50-50 chance of an energy ball or a blue ball. Every blue ball that we get in this fight is a 6-second time loss. And if you get enough blue balls, it adds an extra lightning cycle, which is also a 6-second loss. So Aghanim is definitely the gatekeeper of this speedrun. Was that Two Stop's first blue ball that he got?
I was honestly watching Spaces. I think it may have been his second, though.
Yeah, I think Two Stop only has 2 blue balls at the moment. We'll see if he gets an extra cycle here.
Yep, we'll see.
And Space is just about to enter the fight himself. And I think that's the 3rd blue ball on Two Stop's side.
Then we'll know after this lightning, for sure. Yep, sure enough.
Yep, 3 blue balls is pretty average for most runs.
Yep, 3 is I think it's the adjusted or weighted average. It's definitely the most common outcome.
Yeah, you can actually get 15 blue balls, which rarely happens. The number percentage is astronomically high to get 15 blue balls, but it has happened to one runner twice.
That's 3 for Spaces in the first cycle.
Oh, you hate to see 3 in the first cycle.
Spaces on track for 15. Not anymore.
Right, Two Stop trying to set up his spin speed, which he gets off the pyramid stairs. We still have 3 blue balls for Spaces, or was it more?
4, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's just 4, not too bad. Oh, yep. He does signify it was only 4. So only 1 blue ball difference here. We're still rolling. Two Stop grabbing Kiki the monkey, paying the monkey $10 to follow, or 10 rupees to follow, and then 100 to open up the palace. What I want to know is what Kiki does with all this money.
Everyone in the Dark World wants money.
Yeah, him and
Where do they
Diddy Kong
spend
have
it?
a
Who
banana
knows?
party. Alright, so Two Stop making his way through Palace of Darkness. You will see a lot of chests opening for keys, and we will just continue to mirror back to the entrance. This really helps us with our bomb count as it resets it in the pot, so it allows us to grab a lot more bombs as we make our way back through.
Yeah, both runners will probably max out their bomb count at some point in this dungeon, which is good.
And also as a side note, especially on Space's side now, since he's about to grab Kiki, if you do get hit while Kiki is following you, he does run away, and you have to repay him. Oh, Two-Stop taking a hit from his bomb. Alright, Two-Stop is coming up on the most important trick of Palace of Darkness, which is the hammer yump, or the hammer jump. Basically, what he needs to do is he needs to align himself on a vertical pixel, and then he also, to place the bomb, and then he needs to realign himself on another specific vertical pixel. So this is a two specific pixel trick that he has to hit to be able to clip into the big chest rail and grab the hammer.
Yes, and there is a timer between, which is the bomb's fuse. You can use pause buffers. Oops. You can use pause buffers to sort of slow things down. Oh my goodness.
Nice, he still gets it. This is fine. Yeah, this is a very tough trick. The alternative is to go up a screen to the right and into the pod basement to grab a key. I think you can actually like pause buffer like 30 times on this trick and still save time over getting the key.
I think that sounds right, because I think the hammer jump is supposed to save about 40 or 45 seconds over the intended way, which is a massive amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, it's a super fun trick to do in the speedrun. Oh my, Two-Stop getting sexy statue. I don't even know if you realized he did that, but that was incredible.
You'll love to see it. Very good mimics room. The mimics in that room that Two-Stop just cleared, their movement is scripted based off of your movement. So if you can find the pattern that works for you in terms of killing them, it'll work every time if you can do it every time.
Space is getting Space is hitting the hammer yump.
Very nice Turtles room from Two-Stop.
Alright, Two-Stop is now about to enter the first boss, King Helmasaur. What he's going to do is actually he's going to set up the spin speed technique, which actually opens up the hammer hitbox quite a bit. And what we need to do is we need to hammer 17 hits to hit his mask off before his face is vulnerable. And at that point, we'll just do a few more hammers. Looks like he's having a little trouble with spin speed.
Spin speed, yeah. He's about to give up.
You can definitely just slash this. He has good RNG there, so he should be fine just slashing.
This was smart. This was very smart. I think it can be a trap, like a lot of runners can fall into, to think that they need to get the hammer hits, especially when you have the comfy patterns like this. 8 sword slashes is not that much slower than 4 hammer hits. You want to get out of the fight quickly, because the more that you stick around, the more chances you have to die. But just like, trying forever for spin speed isn't good either.
Space is having a little bit of a turtle party, but getting through the room without being hit. Yeah, some of the strategies that Two-Stop had, he'd done flawlessly throughout pod, was very impressive for his skill level.
Yes, that was a very good pod.
Alright, we'll see how Spaces does on King Helmasaur. Everything that hits you from this boss fight is going to be 2 hearts. He hits you with the tail, he hits you with the fireball, he can charge you. Everything takes away 2 hearts.
And yeah, so we see, or rather we can see on a Two-Stop side that pod was indeed a very good pod for him. That was a massive 9.3 second gold.
Huge gold.
That is a silly big gold for a dungeon at this point.
Ooh, take the hit.
Gets
from
hit by the murder bird.
Oh, jeez. That guy he's a bully. That Snapdragon does a lot of damage too, but the murder dactyl will definitely ruin your day.
9.3 second gold, Moogle.
Yeah,
Split
two stop is
time,
currently
6:34.
minus 25. Yeah, minus 25 is his time right now. Space is still doing pretty well. He finished Bog pretty well, and he's still on the trail of two stop. So anything can happen at this point.
Is Spaces also going to get a gold pod?
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
He's still got
4.7 seconds gold. Both of our runners golding the first Dark World split of the run. You love to see it.
Absolutely. I'll take a gold split any day in a race. Also, if you guys did not see the Flute Boy in the Dark World, that guy is an anteater. I will tell you right now. We will see it on Space's screen. Take a look at him. He's an anteater. Two stop getting past Usain Bolt, the fastest guard in all of Hyrule.
All right, looks like Two Stop will be picking up the Magic Powder, which will also give him the chance for a very cheap full health refill here.
Moogle. We'll talk about the proboscis later.
Looks like Spaces gets the quick warp as well. It's very nice.
Yeah, that's a tough quick warp to get.
Yeah.
This will be a nice refill for Two Stop instead of having to bonk into the apple bapple tree. Spaces getting past Usain Bolt as well. Oh, Two Stop doing the Three Musketeers screen flawlessly. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, I know that in a previous run he got messed up by that room, and so he had done some deep dives on it. So good to see it pay off.
Yeah, that's not an easy strategy to do. You have to be very good on your timing and your movement on that screen. See on Space's side, he is getting powder as well. Two Stop entering Thieves Town, which is actually the 4th dungeon in the order the developers intend you to do the dungeons. We do it a little out of order because here we actually get the Titan's Mitt that allows us to upgrade our sword much faster, making the rest of these bosses that we face a lot easier.
All right, Space is taking a slightly slower but safer through Musketeers route.
Space is hitting the quick warp on that one as well, saving that half a second. It's all about saving the frames.
You're gonna need those frames when you bonk into a bush.
We'll see how Two Stop does in Thieves Town Hellway here. This could go extremely well or very badly. He gets the pixel. Oh, and he gets blocked. What a bully!
RNG does not cooperate today.
Even if you get a 1 pixel trick, the game still says no.
So both runners with, I think, pretty good Thieves Town overworlds. Spaces enters the dungeon about 2 seconds ahead. of two-stop in terms of the split time.
Two-stop,
I made up a couple seconds.
I approve your grasshopper strategy by sorting them to the left. My hat's off to you.
A little bit of bomb trouble, but
He is down to 2 hearts, but as a reminder, he does have powder. So when he comes back into the Hellway here, he should be able to powder the anti-fairy.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely see some powder here. Oh goodness!
Oh, he's got to be careful. Mother of pearl.
Comfy. Oh no! Come on. Okay, he wanted to lose beams, obviously.
Alright, it looks like Space's Hellway. He's just going to use the powder to get the anti-fairy out of the way. Good choice.
Not bad, yeah.
Rescuing the maiden. Spoiler, that is not the maiden. It's not the maiden? What? Who says that? Alright, two-stop. Just a few rooms left before we get to the boss of Thieves Town, which is Blind. Shocker, not the maiden. Blind Casually is a very tough boss, but luckily for the speedrun, as long as we have good movement, we can have the same pattern every time. Alright, phase 1 and 2 look flawless so far. He has it set up. Very nice fight from two-stop. That was perfect.
Yeah, textbook.
What makes this speedrun so cool, too, is just how optimal it really is. Even down to the small things of where and how to catch a pendant in a crystal actually saves you time in the cutscene. How cool is that? Alright, we'll see if Space's blind fight goes on script. Oh, he accidentally releases the spin before he pokes Blind. He's a little off script now, so he's going to have to improvise. This is fine. We got it.
Yeah.
Two-stop side, he is making a few pit stops. He did go into the shed. He grabbed some rupees. There'll be another chest for rupees as we need to purchase the flippers in a little bit, which is 500. Now he's grabbing the frog, which is the dwarf, and he's going to upgrade his sword. For only 10 rupees, right? That's the upgrade cost?
That's it?
Wow. It's pretty good.
I have to imagine it's the bro you just saved me from the dark world discount.
That's quite the discount. Oh man, he is actively slashing that dwarf as he's forging his sword. The important question is two-stop going to go for fence dash?
He's going for spin speed here.
I mean, the run's not verifiable unless you get fence dash. I'm just saying. He goes for it. He gets it. What a gamer!
And then he bonks off the bushes.
That's okay. That's fine. He got.
That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. But he gets the chest turn, which redeems himself, right?
Absolutely. Yo, Lech, that is a good point. I do like that interpretation. Two-Stop making his way into Skull Woods. Luckily, Skull Woods is pretty quick. We basically just have to grab the big chest and then make our way back to the Mothula fight.
We're
Space
coming
is
up
just
here on
finishing
the
up.
mummy room on Two-Stop side, which is one of those rooms in the Dark World where things can go very wrong. But it looks like he's going to get through it quite comfily.
Yeah, very nice mummy room. Agreed, Fox. Space is going for fence dash. Oh, he pulls out just in time. He did notice that he was going to bonk there, so very good reaction. For fence dash, all it is, left plus A, same frame. You're good to go. Two-Stop, trying to set up for the spin speed bomb jump.
One thing that Two-Stop will have to consider at this point is going to be bomb count.
Oh yeah, he's bonking over, save some health. Yeah, his bombs are at 2 right now, just because he accidentally wasted a bomb on that bomb jump.
I think he lost 2.
Oh, I only saw the 1.
I think he lost 2, but chat will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he lost 2. At any rate, 2 bombs is not very comfy at this point. Our next dungeon is Ice Palace, which is quite demanding on bombs.
Yeah, absolutely. There, at the beginning of Ice Palace, there is a pot with a bomb in it in the bombable floor room, so he could grab that if he needs it.
Yeah, I will be interested to see if Two-Stop remembers that one.
All right, Two-Stop going for good strategy for Mummy Hellway here. This room could go very wrong as well, especially if something happens. You're out of magic at that point, so you basically have to mirror out or kill the mummies for a magic drop. Oh, doesn't get the spike hit.
Beams.
It's all about beams. Beams are a bully. Sometimes they help you, sometimes they don't. Alright, dropping into the Mothula fight. He's going to set up for a dash here, which gives you a double hit. I don't think he got it. You want to hit Moth away from the spikes. Nice. He only lost a few spikes there.
Yeah.
But basically, if Moth gets hit into the spikes, it overrides damage, and he doesn't take damage. So we try to hit Moth away from the spikes, but sometimes he stays at the top, and he just gets angry.
Alright, Space is getting some bad Fire Snake RNG. Has to wait it out. Loses maybe a second and a half? I don't actually know.
Yeah, sometimes you get stuck dancing with the Fire Snake there. Wasn't too much time lost.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bunny beamed.
I hate that bunny beam powder spot. I think it's a trap.
Yeah, definitely a trap. The developers sat down. They're like, "Where can we put?" Oh, Spaces takes a double hit from the mummy.
So this is going to be rough on Space's side to recover because he has to make his way through the mummy hellway again, which requires lighting a bunch of torches, and he's quite low on magic. So we'll see what he does here to adjust.
There is some pots here with magic in it, so he'll have to go a little slow. Looks like he got a magic drop from one of the jellies. So that does help. He can lamp. He's going to have to get rid of some of these mummies here. Hopefully they drop full magic.
He's just farming for drops at this point.
Yeah, he definitely has enough magic for sure.
Yes. There we go. Okay. Comfy.
You stop taking the safety route so he doesn't get lotteried into the mountain. Alright, Space is now dropping into Mothula. Hopefully he behaves a little bit better. nice. That was a very good
nice
Mothula. The screen that Two Stop is on is very hard to do quickly. There's a lot of spots where there it is, splash. You don't want to splash in the water. It does waste quite a bit of time, but optimally this screen is very tough.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was that pointed this out to me. May have been Ari or Bitey, but basically what makes this room so tough is that most other rooms in the game, you can nudge on walls or bonk or whatever. Worst case scenario, there is no nudging on this screen. You're going for a bath if you walk too far, and it loses a lot of time.
All right, Two Stop making his way back through Zora's domain here, and we're gonna head right into a portal and be right in front of Ice Palace. Oh, that is a very tiny warp hitbox. Let me tell you,
okay.
It does take a hit. This is going to slow down his jelly key roam, depending on the RNG he gets.
Yeah, you really want to have beams for the first, I guess the second room in this dungeon.
I'm not sure if he had set up the bird. Oh, he did set it up. Okay.
He did, yeah.
Oh, he had good RNG. Jelly did not electrify. Space is about to get to the catfish and get his quick medallion. The best thing about Ice Palace is we pretty much skip half the dungeon with the bomb jump.
Quick pace update. Two Stop 13 seconds ahead of PB leaving Stoll Woods, so still on pace.
Two Stop deciding not to go for the bomb, yeah.
Oh, this is not great.
Well, he is going to get a bomb drop from the skeletons here. I'm sorry. So there's a pot that he can pick up with a bomb, and then he can also get a bomb drop.
Remembering to menu to it. Here we go. Okay, good.
He's definitely going to need this drop here. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, he opts to go for both. That's pretty smart. He's going to get two chances
you never know
at
when you're going to mess up Ice Palace bomb jump. So.
Oh, absolutely. So this switch should be on the red side casually, but it's on the blue side, which is going to have these pegs up. He's going to perform the spin speed setup, line up for the bomb jump. We're going to be hit across, and we have skipped half the dungeon.
And nicely performed.
I think casually, don't you have to go around the Ice Palace like twice to do it correctly?
Yes, because it's not only that we've skipped this, this much so far, and we get to skip everything to the right of that locked door. It's
Two Stop getting the clip, and he gets stuck in there. No.
In the room, like 3 rooms from now, when we drop onto the lower floor, we get to drop the block that we want, basically. But casually, you would have to go down first using a different block, and then come back around to get to this block. But just like that, we're done. So Two Stop coming up on the Cold Stare boss fight. This boss fight is especially dangerous. Cold Stare hits for a lot if you bump into him. He takes a complete magic bar of fire rod shots to come out of his little shell. But Two Stop gets a beautiful single dash poke quick kill. That is a very difficult strategy. At least for me, learning the bosses, I think that I spent as much time on Cold Stare as I did on Ganon, just to get everything smooth.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
and
just tremendously difficult.
Yeah, Cold Stare does so much damage. It's 4 hearts because the game expects you to have the blue mail at this point, which is the big chest in Ice Palace. So the damage really vamps up on this boss.
And yeah, dying to Cold Stare is especially brutal in a race setting, because, well, I mean, not really any setting, but because since it takes the entire magic bar, you will respawn with no magic. And you will not even be able to enter the dungeon because we had the freeze door in the first room that we needed to kill with the fire rod. So you have to essentially reorder the dungeons on the fly at that point. But luckily, 2-Stop gets through.
On Space Aside 2, he did have a perfect Ice Palace jump.
Nice.
Looks like 2-Stop is deciding to do his shopping in Swamp, at least for Ether for now. We'll see if the routes diverge any further. This is the Swamp Split's very smart to get Ether on because, as you see, he's already lost a heart. So it's okay to lose a heart in the Swamp Split, but the Mire Split is much more punishing if you don't have beams.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see how Cold Stare goes on Space's side. All right, he's going for the poke dash, the spin, and the hit. Oh, a little bit of a Cold Stare party here, but we should be okay.
I think I may have just been a poke. Oh, no, okay. Got credit for it. Okay. Yeah, not the quick kill that you want to see, but a very in control cleanup. So that is good.
Yeah, the poke dash is kind of a hard concept. You have to hold the dash button a little bit longer because each poke hit for Cold Stare, there's 3 puffs. So you got to hold it long enough for all 3 to get hit. And obviously not long enough to actually dash. So it's a timing thing. All right, 2-Stop getting his Ice Rod in the Swamp Split. So many different routes for shopping nowadays in NMG runs, it's hard to keep track of. I mean, you can get... Oh, he takes a hit from the crab just waiting there! That crab is a bully! Just when you think you could just rest for a couple seconds waiting for the bird. Well, let me tell you, game.
One thing that I picked up a long time ago from watching Twinmo is every time that you leave Ice Rod Cave, just hold your sword out while you're waiting for the bird.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that instead of taking a hit. 2-Stop getting the quick warp in front of Swamp. Very nice.
That's another pretty difficult one. I feel like it's just chance if I ever get it.
It looked like Spaces got the first quick warp on the mountain, but did not get the second one, which is a little harder in my opinion. Basically, the quick warp is just depending on the camera placement where Link is. I believe it's every 6 pixels. There's 2 pixels of a quick warp. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I do forget, but I think that's correct. Looks like Spaces is getting his Ice Rod in the same split, so we do not have a route divergence.
Very kind of our runners to run the same route.
2-Stop grabbing those extra bombs. He did have 0 coming into Swamp Palace, so he may be just restocking some of the inventory here.
Yeah, at this point, 2-Stop should be pretty much caught up on bombs. He really just needs to have the one for the for Mire. I don't know actually if
you definitely want to have one for GT, but sometimes
true,
it's nice to have an extra bomb for Mire.
You can grab that one later.
Yeah, for sure. There's a bomb to grab in T-Rock.
Yeah, exactly. I actually don't think that 2-Stop has added the spooky action glitch in Mire to his run yet.
Oh, okay.
So he needs that bomb right now, or that one, or the restock room.
Oh, trying to go for the hammer dash on the way through here. The skeleton said no. Yeah, Swamp Palace is actually the second intended dungeon. So when you take hits here, it doesn't necessarily take a lot of damage, but you can get hit a lot of different times. There's a lot of ticky-tacky enemies here in this dungeon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, death by 1,000 cuts sort of thing. And really, each of the hits loses you, a heart or a half a heart, or whatever, but it loses you time as well. Time that you're going to spend, restarting your dash or getting back on track. Which is, like, maybe the biggest factor.
Two-Stop going for the hammer dash on the way back through that room and gets it. Very nice. Alright, so Two-Stop getting the big key, backtracking his way through Swamp, and he's going to make his way toward the hookshot chest. Once we get the hookshot, we are going to specifically line ourselves up to the edge here to be able to do a double hookshot to the two pots here. Saves a little bit of time. Gets it very nicely.
Yeah, that's a fun little trick. It's one of those things that actually looks easier than it is, I would say, because it looks sort of free, but there actually is a normalized setup that you need to do to get it to work.
Yep. And then in that screen too, Two-Stop doing the hook dash technique, which allows us to pick up that pot for the switch a lot quicker than normal. I'm not sure if Two-Stop goes for Zero Cycle Argus, but I guess
he does. In fact,
he does. Wow.
Yes, he in fact got it, I think, in a league race this past league.
And he gets the open door dash. This man is on fire. These are tricks that you don't typically see a 134 player doing, so it's definitely impressive.
It's very true. Two-Stop is an old school speedrunner, though. Former world record holder in a few Yoshi's Island categories. So
very nicely done. So
it
did look like Two-Stop attempted to go for the Zero Cycle. As soon as you go into the room, if you do a hook dash with your sword out, the poke damage is your tempered sword swing. So you're able to continue to hook the puffs and kill them in one poke, which allows you to get the Zero Cycle from Argus. Kind of a tough trick to do. Does take some practice, but saves quite a bit of time. And it looks like Spaces also did the hook dash there to grab the pot. Very nicely done. Grabbing the precious arrows. You cannot forget those. Usually when I play this game, the arrows and arrow drops, I feel like I'm like Golem from Lord of the Ring. Like the arrows are my precious. It doesn't matter where my stock is. I need to grab the arrows everywhere.
All right. After Swamp, Two-Stop now 16.8 seconds behind PB. PB is still very much on the table. Plenty of time save in his late game. So we will see if he can pull it back around.
I did want to add that Space has got the open door dash as well. That I believe is just a 2-pixel trick, so very nicely done from him too.
Yeah, I think it's sort of pretty similar to Fence Dash, really, in terms of how to execute it.
Yes. Space is getting through Argus pretty well, while Two Stop is just about to enter Misery Mire.
All right, Two Stop has beams for this next room in Mire, which is very important. We'll see how he handles Mire 2. This is a difficult room to do fast, but it's very satisfying once you have it down. Oh, he goes for
Going
the
for the fast strat, unbelievable.
Gets it.
Oh man, getting me all excited over here.
He's a gamer. I did notice that he set up Spooky Action Glitch with the bird drop, so we'll see if he has added it since his last PB.
Oh, did you say that? Did he also pick up the warp rock from the bottom?
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe he did learn it for the run, so we'll see. I think Spooky Action saves about, was it like 6 seconds or so?
I think that's right.
Yeah, so if he does end up doing Spooky, it's kind of a weird glitch. It's very tough for me to explain unless you're very technical with the game, but it's basically overloading Ancilla and being able to allow us to hit the Fire Rod splash damage a lot higher, which actually activates a switch. So it allows us to go through multiple rooms with a lower Fire Rod, and I think, yeah, that saves quite a bit of time too, so...
Yeah, chat telling us it's closer to 10 or 11 seconds, which sounds right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess you definitely know more than me. I've been kind of out of touch, but yeah, Spooky saves quite a bit. It prevents us from going into the old DLC room, is what I call it, to hit an additional switch. Space is having a little bit of trouble in Mire 2. He's cleaning up well, though.
I think that was a 3 cycle, maybe. But so small time loss, but not the end of the world.
You'll see on Two-Stop screen here, we are going to intentionally take some spike damage here. This is on purpose to get the key. We will get at least another heart back for sure, but I would assume that he still has powder, so I don't know if he's going to do the dash powder or if he's just going to skip it altogether, but we'll see.
I think he despawned the heart by picking it up while the Wizard beams were on the screen.
Yes. Too many sprites, because game. So we'll see if he dashes before he places the Samaria block here to set up for Spooky.
No,
I didn't see a dash, so
no. Yeah, I don't. I think maybe he started doing the boulder setup to just build the muscle memory there, but hasn't actually implemented it fully.
Right. Chex does have the correct explanation, so thank you to Chex for doing that, because I have no idea.
So if Spaces can keep Spooky armed, so to speak, throughout the dungeon, it will be room for that 10 or 11 second time save over Two-Stop.
Two-Stop does have a pretty good arrow count as well. Oh, he does take a Fire Snake hit, but he does get the Anti-Fairy for full health here. Two-Stop going to be going in the acid pool of Vitreous on purpose to release a spin on the eyes here. All right, and he gets looks like a 1 cycle, but still is very healthy. 8 arrows to Vitreous, and we are good. Nicely done.
All right, Spaces gets through the front, I guess, of Meyer without taking any damage. Gets the heart. Well, I guess any unintentional damage. We had the spike room that we talked about on a two-stop side, and then here we'll see Spaces will try and use some dash dust here, basically. Yep, you can barely see it.
He set it up. Yep.
To preserve that spooky value. And so we'll see coming up in this next room, he'll use the fire rod on this spike right here. Come back up.
Oh, he just went down too early there.
And the fire rod splash essentially gets displaced a full screen above us and hits a switch that's like in the next room, basically.
That is definitely spooky.
So nice little time save for Spaces. And well done on the top room here.
Taken Waffle House drive-through. What a gamer. I saw the smile on his face. He was pleased with that.
Yep.
Space is getting through Vitreous, while Two Stop makes his way up the mountain to get ready to enter Turtle Rock. Oh, did he? Oh, looked like he got blocked. What a bully.
Okay, and we make it through. If you get blocked there, you can scroll the screen a little bit to the left and despawn those little rock squirrel things.
Using hook speed to hit the pegs, enter the warp. It looks like he got the quick warp. Gamer.
Yeah. It's free.
Oh, tried to get the spin speed or the quake speed. Didn't look like he came off the stairs well enough.
Looks like Spaces saved 6 seconds on Misery Mire. I think the time he left on the table was the time that he lost in Mire 2. But otherwise, a really good split. In fact, he's only 2.6 seconds off of gold.
Yeah.
So that would have been an easy gold if he gotten a one cycle Mire 2.
Two Stop has brought the run back too. He golded Meyer.
Oh,
so now he's
sure
only plus 4.5 seconds on his PB. So we got the comeback going. Does take a roller hit though on the hook.
Yeah, he will definitely mirror back here, and then at this point we're hoping that we get our fairy earlier than later.
If you hookshot during that hookshot on animation, you are invulnerable for damage. So we will see that possibly a few more times, maybe on Moldorm 2, possibly on Ganon. He does get the fairy drop. That's the fairy that we preserved all the way back in Aghanim's Tower.
Very nice, Chomps.
Very nice, yeah. Chomp's room can go south very quickly. The amount of times I've been in peg jail in the Chomp's room.
Just stop skipping some arrows with.
I was just gonna say that.
That's just fine. It's a little tight, but
it's very tight. Ooh, almost taking a laser to the face.
Oh boy.
Alright, he taps A there to get out of the bunny animation quicker. That is true blue frames.
Alright, Spaces mirroring back when I think he could have gone for the deboost back, but playing it safe. which is perfectly understandable in a race.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially just going in a Chomp's room when you know one hit from a Chomp is 4 hearts as well. So
Absolutely. And that mirror does not cost as much time as it sort of feels like it should.
nice double pokey room from 2-stop. See how Chomps. Oh, Chomps has bad RNG, but Space is using his beams. Nicely done. Still takes
a little bit of a hit, and then 2 hits.
Oh,
not,
no.
Not great. Not really what you want to see.
That's
I
okay.
didn't notice if he got the fairy.
Okay.
I didn't notice. Maybe chat will tell us, but I didn't notice.
If not, he has a very good chance of getting the fairy drop on Pokies too.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because oh no, wait, he did have beams, so he may have gotten the heart drop. I don't remember where he was in the prize pack. That's true. He does have powder.
Yeah, I was gonna say as a reminder that both runners do still have powder.
Yeah, I do forget about that. All right.
All the fairies
gets the shotgun powder usage. 2-stop coming up on the laser skip trick. This lets us. Here you are intended to have the mirror shield, but we just dash right on past the laser. It is a tight trick, but it's not frame perfect or anything. You have a few frames, but a budget. And then getting ready for the Trinex fight. We'll see what kind of strats. So we have some front door Trinex strats here. You have to ice rod the fire head, smack it a few times with your sword, and then fire rod the ice head. Smack it a few times, and then hit the sort of primary head with your sword until it dies. We set up here for a double spin. I think you got it.
Yep, he got it. Nicely done.
So, yeah, well done. And overall, I'd say quite a good dungeon.
Yeah, I would have to say this is looking to possibly be gold Turtle Rock for 2-stop as well.
I think so. I didn't do the math, but it's going to be very close if not.
Alright, Space is coming up on laser skip. We'll see how he handles the beetle. Same exact way. Sets it up, gets the dash. Nicely done. Yeah, this is going to be close. I think it's gold for sure.
I think
it's close
too. Space is having a little bit of trouble in this peg maze.
4.6 second gold for 2-stop. We're back on track.
2-stop has some of best, nearly 15 seconds in this run alone. So pretty incredible.
He must have had a Turtle Rock party in his PB.
He did, yeah. I think he may have had a death like laser bridge or something crazy.
Space is also going for front door Trinex. Looks good.
Very nice build. I think this will be a 1-cycle. No, 2-cycle.
All right, 2-stop entering GT. Best dungeon in the game. Lots of crazy rooms, lots of cool tricks, and this is the end of your speedrun. So, got the heart pounding when you're on pace.
Yeah, this truly is a great dungeon. Just it sort of combines really every item that we picked up is used in this dungeon. I'm pretty sure. Lots of strats that we've learned along the way.
Yeah. All that. If this is Spike Skip,
he's going for it.
He even went for it. The balls on this guy. Very nice.
I love it.
He didn't get it, but he had the setup.
He did. Yeah. Ooh, that was pretty tight.
Yeah, so many rooms in GT go so quickly too. It's so nice to watch on a speedrun level.
Absolutely.
You see Two-Stop using the hook there to avoid damage from the fire snakes.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, I think when you use the hook shot, you get iframes. So good timing of it can save a lot of hearts.
Space is making its way over to Ganon's tower. So it looks like Two-Stop is going to have just enough arrows for Ice Armos unless he gets the chest.
I think we'll see him attempt Mike's chest.
Oh, gosh. Okay, he is going for the chest. Oh, man, this looks pretty good.
Oh,
he takes a hit from the anti-fairy. This is fine.
Just barely missed it. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, definitely needed that chest of arrows, though.
It gives some insurance, because the last thing you want to do is shoot an arrow into the wall here and then have to kill the final Armos with your sword. Yeah, so...
Can he save it? Can he save it?
Oh my goodness, he did save it!
Dude! Wow, this is looking good. Yeah, that was super poggers. Huge save for Two-Stop there. Alright, going for the Ganon's Tower climb. Mimics 1 and 2 are probably some of the tougher rooms in the entire speedrun. He gets through it very nicely.
Oops.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these rooms are very tough.
They are very tough, and then whenever you get thrown sort of off script, you have to really think about what moves you can make to recover, because a lot of the moves are the wrong ones. Anytime that you turn in, or you turn a mimic to face you, he's going to shoot at you. The BMOS gives you a clock that you have to respect. They are very tough rooms when something goes wrong.
Two-Stop down to 2 hearts. Is he going to go right to Gauntlet, or is he going to stop for a fairy? He's going for the fairy. This is a smart play.
This is smart, yeah. I don't know if he's watching the restream or not, but if he is with this much lead, it feels like pretty safe insurance to just...
Yeah, absolutely. Calm the nerves a little bit. There's no need to rush if you're watching the restream and know where your opponent's at. Space is dropping down to Ice Armos.
Okay.
Very
Looks
nice.
like we're gonna have a much more of a textbook Ice Armos kill from Spaces.
Two-Stop having a little bit of trouble in Gauntlet so far. They just, the game decides to throw so many things at you. Conveyors and spikes and BMOS and enemies and ice. Every room gets harder and harder.
Not his best Gauntlet. Good thing that he grabbed the fairy beforehand.
So currently we are... Space is about a minute and 49 seconds behind Two-Stop. Definitely can change with... Moldorm 3, Aghanim 2, and Ganon RNG.
Alright, so a 2-cycle Limo 2 looks like.
Yeah, the top of Ganon's Tower just tends to throw the Light World bosses back at you with a twist. Obviously, almost being on ice. Landmos 2 having the shooter there. And then Moldorm 2 on a much smaller platform.
Alright, we'll see Space's Gauntlet.
Ooh, down to 1 heart for Two-Stop. Hopefully he doesn't take a hit on Fuzda Bridge. Okay. That's a very scary bridge to dash up, because you can definitely get smoked.
Oof. Okay, Space is getting through the Gauntlet. Two-Stop looks like having a good Torches 1. That dash on Two-Stop side looked like there was a small stutter in it. I was scared for a second. But it may have just been my eyes.
He's only a few rooms away from getting an anti-fairy, so he should be fine here. Yeah, definitely getting frame ruled. There was extensive testing on it, and there are some decent spots, but literally no dash is safe.
Yep.
Nice Moldorm 2 by 2-Stop. And we have spaces going into the Wiz Robes room. A little bit smoother room there than 2-Stop had, so we saved some time. Alright, 2-Stop now entering everyone's favorite geometry wizard. Basically, there's 2 clones and a real Aghanim here. And you have to be able to set yourself up to be able to hit as many energy balls back at him as you can. And sometimes the angles are a little mind-boggling. Space is just finishing up Torches 2 here. Has an interesting bonk strategy. Nice triple on 2-Stop side to end the fight. Very nice. Space is not too far behind. About to enter Moldorm 2.
Alright, 2-Stop with a bat crash of 130 in 5 seconds. Lands in the pyramid, 130, 10 seconds.
Alright, so for Ganon, we have to hit Ganon. He has 4 phases. The first phase, we have to hit him 12 times. And we'll do a combination of swings and spins that allow us double hits, essentially. And it looks like phase 2 has started with the bat ring. 12 more hits. 2-Stop taking inside the bat ring. Rocking with some spins and some dashes. Yeah, that was very fast 2 phases. Dodges the bats nicely. And now we have phase 3. Takes 1 hit. Each side of the arena goes down. So once we get 4 hits in, we will start phase 4.
Space is not getting the setup that he wanted there. He knew it immediately.
There is a glitch that these runners are going to be going for here. The lamp glitch. If we light the left lamp before the right one goes out, the left one stays lit for the entire fight, which is huge. And 2-Stop gets it. So now we just need 12 spins here. We are doing this fight silverless. So we need to time our spins to be able to hit Ganon appropriately with 12 spins.
Looks like 2-Stop is going to get a very nice triple here.
Oh, just misses the torch, but can reset it up with timing here. Misses the spin.
Slightly slow on the relights, I think.
I think he has one more spin left. There we go. 2-Stop finishing Ganon. Looks like we're going to have a PB on 2-Stop side.
Yeah, this is going to be a, looks like greater than 2-minute PB.
Yeah, this is a huge PB. Giant win for 2-Stop. So it'll be about 2 minutes and 14
in chat for 2-Stop.
GG.
Incredible run.
All right, here on Space's side, we're just finishing up phase 3 again, and we're rocking with phase 4 here. Oh, he gets the blue Ganon, which is 1 less hit from the start. Make sure we get the lamp glitch here.
Gets it.
Yeah, basically, if we light the left lamp right when Ganon lands his warp, it allows us to get 3 spin hits before we have to light the torch again. So depending on Ganon's warps and positioning, it can be very tough to get all 3. Should just be a few more spins for spaces. He's missing the last couple of hits here. He's just going to wait it out and reset the warp positioning.
There we go.
And GG for Spaces, finishing it up. Still a very respectable race run on Spaces side too.
Absolutely.
We'll see if either of the runners decide to come into the chat for an interview. Yeah, huge GG for both runners. Yeah, obviously, Two Stop getting a huge PB, and Spaces not too far off his PB with what was at stake for the championship race here. Both runners coming into this undefeated, so a lot of pressure, and I think both runners did very well.
Absolutely.
It looks like we are joined by Two Stop. What a run, Two Stop! Congratulations on the amazing race PB.
Thank you so much. This is a great run.
Yeah, that was a really good run from both you and Spaces. You two were neck and neck, really. Neck and neck up through Eastern, and then very close through Desert. Hera, Spaces had a few Moldorm falls, and that put some distance between you two. And I think you were ahead for pretty much the rest of the race. Spaces made gained ground on a few splits. Meyer was a notable one, and Swamp was another one, but just couldn't quite make up the ground lost. I would say mostly from the Moldorm falls, really.
Darn, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and as far as blue balls go, I believe Two Stop, you had 3 blue balls and Spaces had 4, so pretty average and evenly matched. Like Concision said, you guys were pretty close, and just a couple of Moldorm falls that really set Spaces behind. But for what was at stake at the race, both of you guys did such an amazing job. You had very respectable times, and once again, congrats on the PB. How did the run feel for you?
It felt great. I mean, pretty much every split, there wasn't any huge mistakes.
Yeah, I see that you had
gold splits.
Yeah, you had 4 golds in your run?
Yeah, I've been working on implementing a lot of like updated strats. There was still like quite a few rooms in Light World and like early Dark World where I was just kind of winging it, or like I saw a runner do this sometimes, but I've kind of cleaned all that up and it's really starting to show now.
Yeah, absolutely. You did such an incredible job, and I was very taken back and surprised by some of the strategies that you did in a lot of rooms and dungeons that you really don't see from runners of your current time caliber. So you must have put in a lot of work to that.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I just kind of don't like the idea of like learning a slow strat just to learn a new strat after that. So if the strat's like not too difficult, I'll just learn it and stick with that and just get better at that strategy rather than being wish-washy with all those strategies. That's how I like to learn speed games, at least.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, faster is better, and if it's easy to implement, just go for it. But yeah, one of the only questions I had, was it on your mind that your bomb count was low going into Ice Palace?
Yes, I went for that 50-50, which I never get when I need it, and then I just
you never do.
I get that. that one extra that's by the second small key, I guess, in Swamp, and I think that set me straight.
Excellent. Yeah, we were thinking that you were going to pick up the first bomb in the pot to the left in Ice Palace, but you decided to skip it and go with the bomb pickups from the two skeletons there. But you made it through.
I was thinking of a Swamp for some reason. Yeah, I didn't notice until after I like passed that barrier. I was like, oh shit, I don't have enough bombs. So I was just kind of praying that the skeletons gave me something, and they did, luckily.
Yeah, they pretty much always drop bombs. That's their only pool, so...
Yeah.
Other than that, when you hit GT and knowing that you were on pace, how were the nerves for you?
I was a little nervous, but I'd been doing a lot of Ganon Tower practice, so I was pretty confident that I would be able to at least get a decent one through, and I did. There's a few little missteps, but nothing major.
Yeah, very nice
job.
In a really solid Ganon fight as well, 2 minutes and 5 seconds with a few warps. Nothing to scoff at for sure. So, seeing the final split speed green always feels good.
For sure. Yeah, Ganon is something that I always just practice when I'm playing. Like any practice session, there's going to be a little bit of Ganon in there.
Yeah, Ganon is he's a tough fight, especially when you're on pace. But he's always a fun boss to practice on.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Tustov, what are your thoughts on this league in general? Did you have a good experience with the over 90 league?
Yeah, it was fun. The same kind of vibe as the last, like the NMG league. Didn't have as much coverage or whatever it seems like, but it's always just fun, just racing the game, and you get an opportunity just to play the game, so just to force yourself a little bit instead of putting any pressure on yourself to get PB or whatever. It's just like, let's do a run and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's always great to make speedrunning, more of a social sort of activity. Always fun to race, at least for me.
Yeah,
glad to hear you had a good time. Oh yeah, sure, most of the time.
It does kind of suck when you get like a really shitty run in a race, and it's like, oh, I gotta finish this or look like a little nerd and forfeit.
True.
Forfeit in a race for fun.
So yeah, thanks again to Popsicle6 for setting this lead up. Thanks again to our restreamers at ZeldaSpeedRuns.com today for letting us take some of their airtime and provide you with this fantastic race.
Hello, is this my cue?
Yes, it is.
I didn't want to butt in, yeah, it was a great race. Ooh, I'm dropping stuff. I am going to bump you guys straight over to ZSR, the main channel, where there is a link to the past randomizer. I know you guys aren't randomizer, but it's still link to the past, right? Yes. And they're still going. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night.